Hey guys, this is John with Walton's. This is just a quick audio test. I want to know two things. One, can you hear me at all? Two, can you hear my air conditioner running? Because I want to leave it on the entire live stream so I don't sweat and get all red. Patrick does not want me doing this. So let us know in the comments if it sounds okay. We'll be back in just a couple minutes and we'll get going. Hey guys, it's John from Walton's. This is our monthly giveaway for March 2022. It's a little bit different of a monthly live stream. I'm up here by myself. We've got Patrick behind the computer. He's going to chime in when needed and help monitor chat. Austin's got some other things to take care of right now. It's going to be a little bit shorter probably than what we normally do. It's 3 o'clock right now. I'd really like to be out of here and on to other things by 4. Austin, myself, and other people have been spending an inordinate amount of time recently on the website. We're making some changes. We've talked about this in the past, but for anybody who hasn't, there's been too much time on our end spent trying to fix things, so we're making a larger change in the hope that it frees up more time. We're going to a new platform, but obviously that's maybe not obviously. That's a huge investment in time initially. Making sure everything works, trying to get everything all set up, make it as seamless as possible for you guys. It's going to give a few options that you guys currently don't have, which Patrick is acting like a monkey with a new piece of technology back there, shaking his phone.
Yeah, I'm trying.
But it can be an initial huge amount of time and investment in time. But hopefully on the other end, we'll be free to do way more Meatgistics videos, more of the Meatgistics University, more what Meatgistics really is supposed to be about, which is teaching you guys how to make the best sausage, jerky, all that stuff. Just trying to keep an eye on chat to see if there's any audio problems. I know we did our quick check and everybody said it was okay. Everybody could hear us and didn't know that we had the air conditioner running, which makes me very happy because we will keep that running the entire time. I generally start sweating up here around the 30-minute mark, turn red right around just before an hour, and by an hour and a half, I'm fairly miserable. Hopefully, keeping that running will keep it a little bit cooler in here. Don't know where you guys are. We're in Wichita, Kansas, and weather is absolutely gorgeous outside today. We're at like 60 degrees, absolutely perfect. So, a couple things we're doing special on this live stream. First is, this is the Walton's 22 grinder that I pulled out of a box the first day we got them. I had given our test unit because we had gotten a few test units, and I gave one to somebody, our initial test unit, and I took a 22. I've had this since then. It has done thousands of pounds of sausage. I can't put an exact number on it, but somewhere between, I would guess, probably 2,000 and 3,000 pounds of sausage through it. Oddly attached to it, but the new 22s and 32s now have a reverse function. We still do have a few of the 32s that do not have the reverse function, so we're not advertising that quite yet. But all your 22s now have a reverse function. In all of the times I've used this, I've only ever managed to clog it, is the wrong word, to bind it up one time. That's when I was putting fully frozen meat down there. So, reverse function, it's not something I really think it needed, but it was clearly something people thought they expected at this price point, so we went ahead and put one on it. So I'm giving away this one, which does not have a reverse function, and I'm taking one out. So instead of just signing it and giving it a name and a nice send-off and putting it up on a shelf, we want it to be used, so we're going to give it to somebody today. Whoever we draw as a winner today is going to have their choice between this 22 or that 50-pound meat mixer back there, which has done probably not quite as much, just because a lot of the sausage I made was like bratwurst or something that wasn't cured. But still, a very significant amount of sausage has gone through that. We took off the gearbox the other day to look at it. It was perfectly clean. There's not a single problem in there. So that will do a good job for somebody for the next many, many years. Whoever wins is going to get the choice between these two things. Whatever they choose, the one that they didn't choose is going to be given away during next month's live stream. So you'll get a second chance at this. We also do draw a winner for last month's giveaway. And for both of these, go to waltonsinc.com/live for your chances to enter. For people on Meatgistics, I did finally get the Meatgistics live stream giveaway the same, so you can also enter over there if you know how to access that through Meatgistics. If you go to meatgistics.com, at the top there's a little button that says live. Click that. That'll take you to a page, and you have to scroll down, and there's the giveaway. So you can do it there if you'd prefer. But we are going to, you have to be here. We'll draw a name, call it out. If we don't see a response in the chat within like 5 minutes, we will move on to the next winner. Like I said earlier, we're planning on doing this for just like an hour today. So I figure we'll probably draw that around like 3:45, just to give us a little bit of gap room in case the first winner, first name we draw, first two names we draw, are no longer with us. And when I say that, I mean that you went on and did something else with your day.
Hopefully.
But for February, which was also a Walton's 22 grinder, you don't have to be here for that. And that ended yesterday. So I'm going to draw a winner for this. Nobody needs to be here. This is just for last month's winner. Winner of a 22 grinder is... Boy, that was anticlimactic.
Drum roll.
It's still going. Now it wants to know if I will allow repeat winners, and I will.
What country are they from?
They're from
North America.
the United States. That's the only place we allow entries from.
I yield a lot of comments about that, by the way.
What's that?
On YouTube, people are like, when are you going to start shipping to Bolivia? And I'm just like, great question.
Yeah. I assume we're not.
Yeah. When are drones going to be?
We do some international shipping.
Definitely.
But it's hard.
Oh, yeah. Even to Canada, we can't even.
It's very, very hard. We had there's a great company up there that does a lot with hunting, wanting us to advertise with them. And I had to respond to them like, listen, until shipping gets a lot easier to Canada, I'm like, it's just not.
We want to.
Right.
We would love to.
But it's not worth our advertising dollars. But winner is Andrea Penna. So Andrea Penna, congratulations. I'll put her name in chat. If you're with us, let us know, or don't. You're not required to, but it'd be cool. So that is February's giveaway. For everybody else, make sure you're entering at waltonsinc.com/live. We will draw the winner for either the 22 grinder or the 50-pound meat mixer a little bit later on.
I love how right over your shoulder it is, though. You just have to go, right there. Yep.
It's almost like I planned it that way.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. A couple other things. On the podcast the other day, I was lucky enough to get Rebecca Thistlethwaite. She is she works at the Oregon State University. She does the Niche Meat Processors Association. Her job there is specifically to help small and medium-sized processors become more profitable, more productive, try to give them all the help that they can. That does a couple things for everybody. One, secures the food supply chain. The more decentralized it is, the better, at least in our opinion, obviously. Two, it's also very good for Walton's because that's our core customer. Obviously, we've made huge strides in the retail market, but 70%-ish of our business is still to those processors. Retail has grown nicely, but so has those small commercial processors. So that was an awesome conversation. She is ridiculously smart. In fact, if you listen, there was one part where I'm talking to her, and to show you how I'm not smart, she said something. I'm like, oh, you have your master's degree. Should I have been calling you doctor this whole time? And she just started laughing. She's like, no, that's a PhD. And I was like, well, we don't talk to a lot of fancy, smart people. We make sausage.
To your credit, she did sound extremely intelligent.
Extremely intelligent.
Very well spoken. No,
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 none of that.
Or you're like, hold on, I got something. That's right. I wanted to talk about this. It has nothing to do with anything. The way we talk.
She jumped right into things. Very, very sharp lady. And then tomorrow we're talking to Larry Goring, who has been in the industry for forever. He helps design and work on meat processing plants. There's a lot of interesting things to talk to him about. He has talked. Walton's every couple of years does an open house for our commercial customers. He has talked at a few of those. Really, really smart guy. Can't wait to have that conversation with him. So our podcast is the Meatgistics podcast. Check it out if you're interested in things that are probably about 70% meat processing and 30% just like kind of nonsense or behind the scenes stuff. Just Austin and I trying to have a good time. But
I'm curious. Sorry, guys, about my mic all the time. I'm curious how many new people we have in the chat today who've never been here before. I'm seeing a lot of new names. Yeah,
I don't understand how YouTube and chat works anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be so simple to figure out through analytics. Now
it's tough.
I trust none of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough to trust.
Two times ago, we did a live stream, and I know I saw other people who are doing live streams. It said one viewer, and we had like 70, 100 people like pretty consistently chatting. So it was just really interesting.
Couple news, people saying they've been here before. Yeah, it's cool. It's just awesome to see. Yeah. You guys should check us out on a live stream. We're actually doing some meat processing. So we'll make sure we get a list out for that, and you guys will know about it.
So Nathan Olert says, can you guys give some tips on carrot fiber for snack sticks, specifically since Sure Gel isn't available? I've heard that there's moisture retention issues, and I usually use Sure Gel. Thanks. So first, we were able finally to place an order for Sure Gel. It should be here hopefully by the end of this week, beginning of next week. It is by far and away the best thing to use for snack sticks. It's also really, really good in summer sausage. But the advantage with Sure Gel is it doesn't make it harder to stuff. If you use a binder, like the soy protein blend, that is going to make it more difficult to stuff the small diameter casings like a snack stick. It's just a difference in how the two things go about their jobs. Soy protein blends add some rigidity to the meat mix that Sure-Gel does not. So if you can wait, it'll be back shortly. It's just one of those things. We've had Brett Walton on a few times, live streams, podcasts, things like that. And he's talked about our biggest problem is stock. It's impossible to try to look ahead and forecast what is going to go out of stock, because it's always something that's never been a problem before. I don't know that we've ever run out of Sure-Gel before. Jalapenos were a problem earlier this year. Mustard seeds are a problem. Encapsulated citric acid is a problem. It's just, it keeps being these random things that just get difficult to have or difficult to keep in stock. It's one of those weird things that we prepare for the best we can. Obviously, from a few aspects, that's how we want to do it. One, we want you guys to be able to make the best product you can. And in our mind, especially with the snack stick, Sure-Gel is the best binder. If you're doing wild game, that double that. Sure-Gel is way, way better than anything else. But also, if you can't find it through us, you're going to go somewhere else. And then, who knows how long it is until we get you back. Now, that's just from a purely customer retention thing. That is part of what we work so hard on with our stock levels. So,
and of course, the thing that you would recommend over the last 2 years happens to be out, being what Sure-Gel is talking about. Like, that's like everything we recommend is just like, oh, and we're out of that.
So I'm answering all the like online questions that come in through the website now. And
again,
I got I got like 6 within a couple of days about Sure-Gel. And I'm like, this random binder or this random additive that nobody even knew about from a retail's perspective 2 years ago,
not even on the tip
is
of their
now
tongue.
like the number one question we're getting.
Yeah, so that's good though. That
that
means
is good.
The information is
good.
getting out.
Yep.
Good problem.
Definitely a good thing. We are also going to draw some winners for some jerky.
So let's see. We've already drew the winner for
last month. February.
And I forget the name of that winner. I don't think she's been in here yet.
Andrea Penna.
And then we got a question about if the 50-pound hooks up to a 22 and or 32, and yes, of course it does.
Yep.
Let's see what else.
It'll hook up to a 12 as well.
Yeah, a lot of new people in. I just want to make sure. We also have a bunch of people that are here every month and say they haven't won yet. It's gonna happen. You can on those entries. Yeah,
it may.
Well, but
or it may not.
We've known a handful of people that have won multiple times. I feel like if you've won with us, likelihood that you've won more than one time is actually a very high percentage.
So I'm drawing a winner right now for just some jerky and a bag of seasoning. We make this stuff called Walton's Bold Tender Jerky. We use the Walton's Bold Jerky seasoning, and then we add extra brown sugar and extra water.
Ridiculous amount of brown sugar.
Well,
if you see it,
you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it.
But then extrapolate that. No, it's not. It's for a bigger batch.
It's for a large batch for 25 pounds, but it still is somewhat, I wouldn't say unappetizing. It will make you, like, jerky's a fairly healthy snack. It's protein. It doesn't have much fat. Not that I care about that, but it doesn't have much fat.
But keeping it that sticky and awesome and shelf stable.
But making it
need
tender.
To introduce that sugar,
and shelf stable. So what we do is by adding the extra sugar and the water, the sugar binds up the water, keeps it in the meat, but makes it unavailable for microbial growth. So you have a really nice tender piece of jerky that is still shelf stable. Its water activity, which is the amount of free water in the muscle, is low enough where you don't even have to refrigerate it. But if you see the process done, you might look at this type of jerky at least a little bit a different way. Now, does it taste better than regular jerky?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
It won an award.
Oh, yeah. It is unbelievable.
At the Zubilee in town, actually.
It did.
We think that's
it
what...
It did. Yeah, that is definitely what won us the Zubilee Best Vendor Award. But so this is for a bag of that jerky and either a bag of like sausage jerky seasoning, something like that, or if the person who wins doesn't do a lot of processing, we can switch it out for a couple Excalibur shakers or something like that. So the first winner for that is James Bradley McLaughlin. McLaughlin?
Powerful name. I like that.
McLaughlin. However you say your last name. You know how your last name is said.
We also have a bunch of comments about how good the hats look behind you.
The hats look behind me?
Well, yeah, the ones on the shelf. People are a fan of those.
Oh.
Get if you're in love with any particular hat any year, buy it because you don't know how long it's going to be.
Yeah, we switch out. Now I will say this, give you a little bit of inside baseball behind the scenes. We do occasionally go through like all the Walton's branded stuff because we don't sell any of like the hats, the shirts, anything like that to make a profit.
We're not making buku bucks on that. No,
we're just doing it to as advertising. We go through occasionally and see how things have been doing. And much to our chagrin, by far our best-selling hat is that orange Cryptek one.
Yeah, you guys
Now,
love
it makes total sense. It's hunter safety orange. Like, you can wear that out in the field and meet, or at least be along a way to meet requirements for having hunter's orange on. But I really wanted it to be the black hat.
Yeah, and I'm a partial to that gray one with the leather patch on it. And my girlfriend's I got her dad a hat, and I told him, I was like, you might as well buy the other. There's only 3 left in stock if you want them. And he's like, I'm going to have to write a strongly worded letter. I was like, don't do that.
We're not getting any more of that. Oh, the Team Orange, Team Blue. For anyone who doesn't know, over on Meatgistics, we have 3 teams. Team Orange, Team Blue, and Team Gray. Team Orange and Team Blue. There is a blue hat, which I think is a great hat. Austin likes the Team Orange, so we're kind of the head of those 2 teams. And then there's Team Gray, who just like they're Switzerland. They refuse to choose a side.
A little sibling rivalry going on, but it's just
I'm a blue hat guy. Yes, you are, ND.
Something to argue about.
Join Team Blue. Look at all these are Meatgistics names.
Yeah.
Touting Team Blue.
Yeah, jerky time. What do we got? Throw any questions you guys got in the chat. I'm trying to do my best.
And here's something for anyone on here who is coming just because we're giving away a mixer or a grinder. What you see here is a really good representation of the Meatgistics community. You've got people asking questions and people helping each other. Austin and I probably answer... I don't even know. I don't even want to take a guess. 5%?
Just a handful, right?
Yeah, a handful of the questions that come through on Meatgistics. It's guys like Papa Sop, like Ryan, like John Belvedere, all of those guys who help each other out. They're the ones who see the questions. They're the ones who help each other out. That's one of the reasons why there are 2 levels of users you can be. You can be a regular contributor once you get to 100 posts, and you can be a power user once you get over 300. We really like people to put those badges in their names because it kind of lets you know that the person who's responding to your question has some authority.
Yeah, they're not
experience.
Just a regular
experience or authority
guy that got on. Yeah,
whichever one of those.
I think people respect that too. It's like you want to get an answer from someone that. I mean, they have a badge on their name, for God's sake.
They must be special. And then we also do a couple of Meatgistics rewards at certain post levels. At 500 posts, we will get a name, your Meatgistics name embroidered into the side of one of the hats for you. At 1,000, you'll get a cutting board with your name like lasered or burned into it. And at 1,500, you get that awesome...
We need a video displaying these. And I'll just play it next time. Write that down, John.
At 1,500, you get a knife with your name etched into it. I don't pretend to understand how this is on there, but it's on there. And then we're getting something for the 2000s. It's not a perfectly smooth process yet, but it's a Walton's. What is that brand of polo that you and Austin really like? Ogio or something?
Yeah, Ogio, yeah.
Ogio. Polo with the Walton's brand, and then your Meatgistics name,
and a little leather patch, I think,
and a leather Meatgistics patch.
Yeah, really, nice. And what's that?
Ryan, I have no idea what 2,500 posts yet I don't know what it is yet.
We need to start looking at these posts, make sure they're actually substantial.
There's nothing at 2,500. You have to make it to 3,000 before you get
They're just
something.
putting words, posting them.
In fact, that's fair. After 1,500, it's only every 1,000. That is, I'm ironclad rule right now. Unilateral decision.
Okay, I think we got someone asking about to be eligible for the live stream giveaways like today. How do you know that you are registered? Do you just have to be here? You
go to waltonsinc.com/live. Over on the side or underneath if you're watching on mobile, there's a giveaway section. It says 2022 March live stream giveaway. You can sign up for our newsletter to get an entry. You can get one free entry. You can refer friends for extra entries. Visit a page and subscribe to the podcast. All of those will get you entries. And then you can win multiple times, and we have had people win multiple times.
So the monthly giveaway that we do with equipment is separate from the live stream stuff, like winning jerky and seasonings today.
Yep.
And those are on separate pages, 1/win and 1/live.
That's exactly right.
WaltonZinc.com/win is the big monthly one, and WaltonZinc.com/live is today only. You want to be entered in on both of those. And to make sure you're entered in, you're going to get to a page, do a slight scroll down, go bottom right, and there's going to be ways to enter. You're going to see a Facebook icon, a Twitter icon, all those other things. You will click on them. It will bring up either another dialog box or take you to that site. You have to log in with your credentials there, and then it will prompt you to do something on that page. Now, it's nothing doing. You already have a Facebook, and you already have a Twitter login. This isn't doing anything crazy. We're not taking any information from you. But doing those actions, that gives you an entry into the giveaway, whether you're on the monthly one or the live one. So the more actions you do, the greater your chances are. So you get like the Hope Fords of the world who have won 3 times, Tex won a couple times. So the more actions, guys, get them in there, and you'll actually win.
Sorry, I'm trying to trace something back. I saw a comment from Anthony Aguirre that said, I followed the smoking schedule on Walton's YouTube. They did come out dry casing around stick. Was lost. So I'm just trying to backtrack. Okay, my snack stick separated from casing. Any idea what was wrong? Mix was 80-20 beef with pork fat. I did ice bath for 20 minutes after leaving smoker. So a couple of things that could be happening there. One, while following a smoke schedule is definitely going to help prevent what we call fat out. It can't do it all on its own. You have to make sure you get really, really good protein extraction. If you don't get good protein extraction, all your fat is going to render out of the meat, and then it's going to cook down or cook out of the meat, and oftentimes it'll drip down out of your snack stick. That doesn't give the snack stick anything to, or the snack stick casing anything to like kind of grip onto, because it's shrinking. Obviously, you're losing mass, so they will separate. The other couple of things that it can be is you have to make sure that the snack stick is like basically totally dry by the time it goes into a vac bag. Right now, to kind of show that, I've got snack sticks that I vac sealed while they still were wet. Same batch, they came out of the smoker at the same time, all of that. Some of them I let sit out for an extra hour, and some I vac packed earlier. So those earlier ones, when I unvac pack them, that casing is going to be real loose on it to the point where it could be coming off. So that is also another thing. But generally, it is either you didn't get it cold enough on the ice bath, which it sounds like you did, or you did have some fat out. Another thing I would try is, do you have an ambient probe thermometer inside your smokehouse? Like a lot of these smokers, especially the home smokers, can tell you they're 160, whatever, when they're really 190. Any electric smoker is going to go through a wave cycle. So what it does is you set it to 160. It turns itself on and keeps going until it's at like 180. Then it shuts off and it goes, lets it drop until it's 140, and then it kicks back on until it's 180 and it kicks off. So it's really just trying to keep it as much in the middle as possible. That's the best an electric smoker can do, and it is fairly effective. But if it's off by even 10 degrees, that's a pretty big problem. So you might want to run a cycle in there with just an ambient probe thermometer and see what it's actually doing. Just thought. Tom Gorman just got here. He said that was difficult. Finally here.
How?
I don't know.
Hey, yeah.
Well, were having.
If you have any problems, let us know.
We had internet problems earlier here. Some transformer blew across the street.
If I really want to know about being notified at the first of the month for each one of these, and by the way, guys, we do our best to get these on the first of the month. But if the first is a Saturday, guess what? It's going to happen on the 3rd or the Friday before. So,
for the most part, we tried a weekend once, but it just happened to coincide with the opening of dove season. That didn't work at all.
I know I was wearing a Titans jersey that day too, so I think there might have been some double booked on that weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Ryan Jones says he thinks it's the Russians. I think that's probably...
It's Jay Brew Show. It's the Russians.
Funny, when I said earlier somebody has won multiple times, I was thinking about Hope Ford, and she has come back up.
Yeah,
she was here with us.
She's going to win, guys. Watch out.
Yeah, that is always a possibility.
If I'm a gambling guy, I'm putting my money on her to win.
All right, so we're at 3:30. Like I said, I'm going to draw the winner for this at 3:45, but let's draw another winner for Jerky and Snack Sticks.
But what I was going to say is, if you guys want to do your best to get notified to be here, these are always going to happen 2:30 or 3 Central Time.
Mostly 3.
Mostly 3.
Point, I hate 2:30.
Yeah,
it's too hard.
Yeah, same here. And then we send out an email 15 minutes prior and the day of sales. And then, good rule of thumb, you can always go to waltonsinc.com, and then up at the top right sometimes there'll be a link, and just check back on the /live and /win pages and stuff around the first. But we try our best. I don't want anyone to miss these. We send out emails. We have video reminders either via YouTube and all that stuff. So,
all right, so winner for jerky and seasoning, it is Dan Fryer. Dan, let us know you're here.
Oh, man. Stephanie said she's diabetic and she loves jerky. Probably not that last one.
Probably not our jerky.
Yeah, please don't eat the bull jerky.
Probably not our jerky. It's got
a lot of brown sugar.
You know, it's interesting. I wonder how much...
Well, if we did the glycerin replacement, right, would that be just as bad? I'm unsure.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to say anything about whether that's better or not because I don't know. We did once use vegetable glycerin instead of the sugar, and it worked really well. We should go back to that, honestly. But like for something to be sugar-free, it just has to have less than a gram.
Did you say Dan Fryer?
Dan Fryer.
He's here.
Oh, awesome.
Way to go,
That's
Dan.
2 really fast.
That's
Jerky's keto-friendly, but not the jerky that we're going to be sending out.
Yeah, the overpriced stuff in gas stations for sure. But
No. That's not jerky-friendly.
Well,
or keto-friendly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. So the way that these guys keep their jerky shelf-stable but still tender is the same way we do it. It's by adding extra sugar. You might find like a specifically keto-friendly jerky that is tender, but that's a totally different process.
I feel like that word's peeling back now.
Keto?
Yeah. I feel like everyone was keto 2 years ago. Now less than everybody's keto.
Oh, so when you say peeling back, you mean it's not as prevalent?
Yes. Well, at least I think that the people that weren't going to really be about it, they're done with it now.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to hear surface level ketosis stories from like someone's 60-year-old aunt who's like, you guys don't understand, my body's I'm like, okay.
No. When I was in my best shape, I did keto fairly regularly, and I was talking to somebody here who's very good shape for being an older person. And she'll know who it is, so hopefully she's not watching this because I called her an older person.
Oh, you messed up.
She's like, no, ketosis is bad for you. Like, no, it's not.
Oh, no.
Like, you need to
just reread that article, maybe.
Check back in on the current medical.
But like I said, for certain people, who knows? I talk to my mom every other day, and she's like, something new that you can't have because of some other medicine or something. So
somebody says agave nectar to make it diabetic friendly, but agave nectar is just sweet. It doesn't bind with the water.
Sounds like tequila based stuff. Agave.
Well, agave, yeah. Dan, your bacon gets slimy because you just won? Something happened with his... Did he post a question about slimy bacon?
Maybe. We're having a lot of
I
questions
can't
and
keep
comments.
up on that. Yep, Wade, that mixer is the one we used in our class. That's the one I've used in everything.
Yeah. Well used. We know they work.
Dan's right. Any reason my bacon gets a little slimy in the middle towards the one end? Maybe the fat holds the Sure-Gel?
Is he hanging the bacon?
Yeah, it could be. Dan, we'd want to know your process more. If you're doing like regular full bellies, yeah, I'd want to know more about your process. Honestly, you probably don't need Sure-Gel in bacon. So 15-minute email is awesome. So good thing we said that.
Yeah, and some people say
Patrick and I were arguing whether or not to send that out. Not arguing.
Deciding, yeah. Because we send out a good amount around the first. Don't want to overkill. Someone's saying they just allow all notifications on YouTube from us. That's hitting the bell, I guess, next to the subscribe button.
So Jeremy Ridley says lots of nurses associate ketosis with ketoacidosis, which is actually very bad. I think I know the word ketoacidosis from
I feel like I've heard that in
A Few Good Men.
A movie or something.
The movie A Few Good Men. I think that's what that's from. Or at least I think that's what I know it from.
What I know it from is probably a parody of said movie where they were making...
Most likely. All right, so for this month, we are giving away a Walton's 12-inch Pro vacuum sealer, Walton's vacuum bags, and an artisan apron. So you can enter that at waltonsinc.com/win. That's the monthly giveaway for this month. So we will draw that winner during next month's live stream. We will just draw a winner. They don't have to be here for it. But this is the artisan apron. It's got a nice little leather pouch at the top. It's got this cool little word cloud emblem in it. My name was right there. I hid it in the word cloud, but Austin found it.
I was going to say, that word cloud has been reviewed for years before it was ever even put in print.
And removed it.
That word cloud gone through 3 different graphic designers.
Quite a few, yeah. Yep.
Had to get approved.
It was in there. My name was in there, but they said.
I like the color of that though. Is that leather or just brown at the top of it?
At the top, no. It's like it's
a nice fringe.
It's like a
faux leather,
pleather or faux leather. Yeah, I don't know that
it's a nice accent though.
It does survive at least a few washes. I can't guarantee how it does over like time and time again, but for a few washes. It definitely is fine through your washing machine.
What else you guys got?
Stephanie Rivera says, I keep one 15-foot freezer and 2 10-foot freezers full all times. That's impressive.
Which aprons are best for extra large guys? We have the leather apron.
Probably the leather apron. Yeah. Although this one does have a really nice... the straps or ties on it are really long. So it does a good job as well.
Neil said it was lactic acidosis.
He's right. He's right.
Yeah. That's usually our work. Like we'll be in the office. We'll just be talking about dialogue.
Oh, what it is?
We'll argue. Yeah. Hold on.
Well, what did they actually say?
That's not what it is.
I don't know about Todd's comment. It says, John, your jerky is tender and somewhat easy to digest. I have no colon anymore.
Well, he spelled colon wrong, I think. Or did he? Who knows?
I assume he spelled it that way to get it past the... Honey is a good replacement for sugar. It is. I'm not sure that it... So sugar's actual function in this jerky isn't just... Like, it's not a sweetener, though it does make it taste a little bit more sweet. Sugar binds with water and makes it unavailable. Like, no... microbes can grow on it. If you've ever seen a piece of like chocolate from 20 years ago, it's not growing mold, it's not growing anything.
Your grandma's candy dish, you go, what year is this from? I've never even seen a Toblerone in person.
Sugar doesn't really grow mold or go bad. So same thing with binds with that water and just makes it so the water can stay in there. It can still have like the function of water from a tenderness aspect, but it can't go bad, if that makes sense.
We got Michael saying look into using stevia as a sugar substitute.
We did.
Now, I hear conflicting, not reports, but just word of mouth about that and like, what's the other sugar substitute?
Aspartame?
Yeah. Which one's better in general? Just eating sugar or eating the substitutes? I guess the math or the science is still out for another 20 years?
Whatever's in Diet Coke is
horrible. That's the aspartame one.
It seems great to me. I love it.
I would agree.
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, awesome. I feel better too. I'm like, oh, no sugar for me.
Yeah. Just aspartame.
Love it.
No, we tried stevia and it gave it an odd flavor, I believe.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. It gave it like a weird chemically flavor. So a lot of those are like, it's good to add to your soda or to add to your coffee or used in soda. But once you thermal process it, it changes.
So the liquefying, adding it to liquid sometimes.
I mean, I can't say that's it for sure.
Maybe it releases a sweetness once dissolved.
Maybe, yep, could be.
But then,
all I know is
Michael says it's and it tastes great. Not chemical. Well, he says it's natural, but that's funny that that means humans as if gotten so used to the taste of unnatural that we prefer. Right? Who knows?
Yeah. Carolyn does say our jerky is the best she's ever tasted. That is an enormous compliment. Very much appreciated that. It was like 3 years ago where the guy who's the vice president of our sales, he has his degree in food sciences, came to me. He's like, hey, we should be able to make jerky that's, just as tender as these guys. So we started just talking, putting our heads together, and eventually came up with what we have right now, which is, I think, as close to perfect as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, we get whole, like, the size of our jerky is like a size of a piece of, like, Swiss steak or something. Like, it's so thickly cut, you're not getting remnants of pieces or anything like that, which I think is the biggest seller, because with jerky, you want a giant, big mouthful, rip it off, and be chewing on it for a while.
Well, so what we do now is we take those whole pieces, we slice them down, but then we run them through the jerky slicer.
Oh,
so
that's right.
For anyone who has the jerky, the Walton's tenderizer or the Walton's tenderizer attachment for this, we are getting jerky slicing blades. We worked with, it's the same vendor that we get our.
I have footage of the tenderizer. You want to run it?
So we'll have those in the next couple of months. So it's just blades. They're replacements that go in place of the tenderizing blades. So it'll slice it into nice thin strips. Excuse me. So that makes it fairly simple.
There's the standalone, the white model. Sometimes if you see a logo on a product video when we first got it, it might differ from the final, but I think these look exact to what they're supposed to be. And then there's John going through the one that attaches to the 22 there.
Push.
Yep.
Why did I have orange gloves on then? That's interesting. It's after we got the Walton's gloves.
Oh, maybe.
That's good camera work there, Patrick. Wow.
Yeah, that one's a cool one. I like a lot of the new stuff we have coming out, too.
All right, so we're going to draw another winner for jerky, and then in just a couple of minutes here, we will draw the winner for either the Walton's 22 grinder or that 50-pound meat mixer.
So Carolyn, who's a former winner from us, I recognize the name.
Yep.
Do you have the spices for country sausage? And I assume she means like an H110C or something.
So country sausage can mean a bunch of things. Real quick, let me finish drawing this. So we've got a winner for jerky and some sausage seasoning, or if you don't want sausage seasoning, if you don't do jerky, summer sausage, snack sticks, bratwurst, anything like that, we can swap it out for a few Excalibur seasonings. And winner was Jerry Bershur. So, Jerry, let us know you're here. Respond quickly so that...
if you can, please.
Just because if we had 3 winners respond immediately, that would be absolutely unusual for us. Well, if you're looking for... Sorry.
Salmon Smoker has a question about... He says, I think he's just kind of being a wise guy, having some fun. He said, wouldn't slicing across the grain give you tender jerky? I mean, yeah, but ours is just...
Yeah, you should always... Well, there are some people now who are slicing with the grain. I still don't recommend it. So slicing across the grain, what he's meaning there is grain has a muscle, or muscle has a grain to it. It's the way the fibers run. You want to cut across those so when you bite into it, those are already broken up. If you slice with the grain of the muscle, you're then going to be pulling...
so you're easing the
against the muscle.
Yeah.
Right. So that does make jerky more tender, but we slice against the grain for sure, and then
our tender comes from all the stuff we add to it.
So country sausage, I mean, it can mean a few different things. I'm assuming you're talking about a breakfast sausage with sage. The Holly regular would definitely be the number one selling. In fact, I think it is our best selling seasoning, not just our best selling breakfast sausage seasoning. So yeah, I would say that H110C if you like a little bit of heat with some sage, Locker PSS with no sage if you don't like sage. What else is really good in the breakfast sausage? The extra maple pork sausage seasoning, absolutely delicious. So yeah, those are all good ones.
Some of our best sellers too.
Yeah, I've got like a dry spot in the back of my throat, bothering me.
Interesting.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm sure that's not fun to hear me cough into the microphone a bunch.
Oh, that shit hurt me a week ago.
Yeah, you were terrible.
Hacking up a lung.
That was ridiculous. Disagree with Holly. 147 is a good country sausage. Okay.
So I like to see, yeah. And the fact that someone knows the difference between those, they must have had
a good amount.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I rescind my compliment. No, I'm just kidding.
Any possibility of posting a pic with measurements on the jerky attachment for the grinder? I have another grinder and would like to know if it would fit my grinder. My grinder is a 6-spline. Ours is a 6-spline. It is 3/4 of an inch. Because I've done this in the past.
I mean, my gut always tells me stuff is like proprietary to the thing, but if that's a universal size,
but it's usually not that. Here, we'll do a little bit more inside baseball.
Cool.
What it usually is where the notch aligns.
We didn't need that
awesome.
Anyways. See, that's
so
in this piece, by the way, you get to stick that entire thing in your freezer.
Yeah, you can.
Not the tray, but the...
Oh, the whole head? Yeah, you can. As long as your meat's properly cold, though, you really shouldn't need to. A lot of people do it, but it's not an actually necessity.
It's just if you have that much time, I've done it a million
Can they see up in here?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a notch right up here. And as you can... And as you can see, on the back of where our housing hooks up to this, there's a little cutout. So often they'll be put in different places, and we don't know why. We put ours in the most reasonable place at the top in the center, just so it will work with as many things as possible. This is the 6-spline John Belvedere was talking about. It is 3/4 of an inch across. Though now I look at that seems way bigger than 3/4.
Do you want to? I don't think we have anything to measure it with offhand, do we?
Is there not one on the side of the fridge over there?
Let me grab.
No. Just tell me if it's there. I'll grab it.
I don't see it.
Okay. It is not there then, which means it's at my desk.
Oh, no.
I will...
See a magnet and a thermometer.
John, I'll take a reading of that and let you know through Meatgistics. I'm fairly certain it's 3/4 of an inch, though. My ability to, guess what an inch, a foot, or 100 yards is gone. Can't do any of that anymore.
Wait, so it used to be there?
I think so. 100 yards for sure. I played football since I was in 4th grade. But that's 100 yards.
Nice. How long is a lacrosse field, by the way?
Same.
Even past the goalies?
No, I think... Oh,
there's
that's a good question.
Because there's 10 yards behind the goalies, isn't there?
Yeah, but I think the goalie...
That's the goal line, then,
stops on the goal line. I'm fairly certain.
That seems about right.
Fairly certain. Because we played on our...
Anyone from the Carolinas.
It's wider.
It's wider, probably.
Yeah.
More than 53 and a third.
Justin asked about update on the dual grind head attachment. I don't remember that we officially announced that, but I guess we must have.
Is he bugging our room?
I guess we must have. We talked about something that we were real excited about. But yeah, we should have some more information on that shortly. Yeah, we did talk about it. That's right. So we will have those definitely this year. Hopefully as soon as possible. We've already placed an order for them, so they should be here pretty soon. When I say pretty soon, there is no pretty soon in shipping anymore. Even getting things from one area of the country to another is taking way longer than it used to. Getting things from overseas is impossible. For our commercial customers, we get a lot of our mixers and stuffers from Spain, and it's backed up like you can't imagine. I don't know if you guys just heard, but a shipping container ship, right? I guess that's right. Just sunk off the coast of Portugal. It was carrying luxury cars and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, so that's it.
Was that the fire from a...
Yeah, fire, and then the whole thing sunk. $150 million.
Yeah.
But...
Was it all cars or a bunch of other stuff? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I read it.
The thing that made
a headline in the first paragraph of an article.
Well, you get the gist. What do you want to know? What's what ocean?
Lamborghinis, Porsches, and Bentleys, and I go, I don't care about any of those people. I hope they already paid for their cars and don't get any money. But no, when in the height of the shipping crisis, we would sit in Brett's office. Well, sitting there, we would be in Brett's office, and we'd watch this map that had dots of all the container ships trying to get into the port of Los Angeles. And it looked like you could walk from one to the other.
Oh, I bet.
It was unbelievable.
Well, where else? Yeah, did they just kind of hold on, let me circle around the block? Where do they go?
Where are you going?
The water's still moving.
All right. It is 3:49. Sorry, we're a little bit late. We're going to draw the winner for either the 22 or the 50-pound meat mixer. Allow repeat winners. It is not a name I recognize.
Oh.
So should be a new winner. They are from Culpeper, Virginia. I lived in Virginia. And it is Chip Duncan. Chip, it's 3:51 by the clock on my computer. You've got 5 minutes.
You've got mail.
To let us know you're here. If you do not respond within 5 minutes, we will invalidate your win and draw another one.
I feel like we need music for this now.
How about a conversion kit for stuffers, 11-pound can and press plate that fits in the 26-pound stuffer frame? I don't know how that would work. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me.
Well, he can make it and then
I'm not understanding it,
and then bring it in, and then we'll see if it works. Let's see. Yep.
Oh, real quick. Not that this is always accurate, because it's not, but when I do at Chip, only one Chip comes up, and it's not him.
Oh. Yeah, usually means he's not here.
So keep an eye on for him. DM says Chip is here. Chip, I'm here. Thanks, guys. All right, cool. All right, so Chip, what are you choosing? Let everybody know so they can know what they're going for on the next one.
So he's either getting that number 22 next to you.
He either gets this specific one or that specific.
Or the 50-pound mixer. Hopefully he has one or the other, so it makes his decision super easy.
Yep. Hopefully.
How about an electric stuffer? Oh, we have questions. Someone said, what about updates on the 50-pound meat mixer? I don't assume...
That is the 50-pound meat mixer?
That's what I'm saying. So that one's all ready to rock and roll.
I think that's... I don't know. They might be talking about the... So our manufacturer for that is changing some stuff in the gearing for hardening, from a hardening standpoint. Maybe that's what they're asking.
Might have had a very specific question.
That might be it.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
How about an electric stuffer?
All right. Chip is taking the grinder. So, Chip, congratulations.
Nice
we will be in touch with you tomorrow. We'll get your address. We'll get this sent off to you. You better treat this well. It has done an amazing job for me. I did finally fix, I took the hood, whatever you want to call this, the covering off of it a couple of months ago. Somebody was here earlier who came to one of our classes. And when I put it back on, I couldn't get everything tight enough somehow, and there was a rattling, but that is gone. So treat her well. She will be your grinder and your kid's grinder. So great unit. Absolutely great unit. And then next time we will give away the 50-pound meat mixer for updates on the electric stuffer. We have ordered them. We were getting a 30-pound and a 20-pound electric sausage stuffer that can do snack sticks. It is going to have some special requirements with snack sticks. You're going to have to add a certain amount of water. You are going to have to use Sure-Gel. You're not going to be able to use soy protein blend with that. That's going to be very clear everywhere on it. It is just too much of a difference in pressure it requires to stuff between Sure-Gel and soy protein blend. If you want to use nothing, 100% fine, no problems at all. That will be the culmination of about 2 years of on and off work from me. Some of it fairly intensive. So I'm very, very happy to be at the end of that. The last probably 18 out of the last 20 batches I've done has been with this electric sausage stuffer right here. Most of those being snack sticks, mixing between beef, deer, and pork. I mean, pork, it's ridiculous. With pork, that's going to come out faster than you should be stuffing it. It's just going to shoot right out. You'll be fine on that. With beef, it's going to require you to kind of find the sweet spot on the dial up there. And with a mix of like venison and pork fat, we're kind of in the same place we are with beef. We will have an exhaustive video on all of its features, how best to use it in different situations. But we are finally happy with it. And I'm sure our vendor is very pleased to see that order come through finally. They were very understanding that we wanted something really specific. We weren't looking for the generic electric sausage stuffer. So,
Joe Hell thinks we're ignoring him.
What does he want?
He wants to know why he can't post on his blog or something.
Oh, yeah, Joe, I'm sorry, man. We're trying to get our website up. I haven't looked at Meatgistics more than all I look at are my mentions, kind of. Like if people at me at things, I try to go into it. But Joe's having more than just that problem. I think his problem was he couldn't post at all. Or am I misunderstanding it? Is it that he can't post on the Joe Hell blog? So Joe Hell was a very early adopter of Meatgistics. And one of, at least in our opinion, one of the reasons Meatgistics got as popular as it did, as quick as it did. Joe is a really interesting guy. He's got an awesome story. I encourage you to go check it out. And he is now a butcher in Walla Walla, Washington, who is a true, artist. He does things with meat that are really impressive.
He said he just can't post on the blog. He can post everywhere else.
So he can't post on his blog. All right. Awesome.
And those unfamiliar with the blog, it's meatgistics.com.
I will try to figure that out.
Where we post everything.
I wonder why that is.
Bragging and informative about meat snacks of all types.
Were you trying to go for your
I wasn't going for
talk radio voice there?
No.
We post about all things.
I can. Meat. I am the voice of Walton.
You are the voice of Walton's. That is accurate.
I make all the commercials. But you know why? Because John was too busy for me to go, hey, I need you to read this again.
No, that's not accurate at all. It's that I hate the sound of my own voice.
Yes.
That's why you have a job.
Oh, yeah.
It's because I couldn't edit my own videos anymore.
Dude, I'm getting tired of you, too. Dude, you don't understand. I've seen you hundreds of hours.
I'm sure.
Like you'll leave. Oh, I'll be back at 12:30. I go, okay, cool. Then I just look at my screen and you're just there.
Still there. Yep.
It's looking right at me.
It's not good. Not good. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to get back to gettingwaltonsinc.com, which very shortly will just be waltons.com. So one of these days you're going to log on to waltonsinc.com. It's going to forward you to waltons.com. It's going to look different. It's hopefully going to be better for everybody. And I will get back to making weird videos about making strange sausages. We'll see you guys later.
Later.